You're listening to Off the Stage with your hosts, James Berry and Conor Michael, where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world.
Hello and welcome back to Off the Stage. We are back in the ISIS pub with a few beers. As you can see, we've got a new little introduction here. We're going to see how this goes. Conor is absolutely loving it. We've got a canny little episode this week. We're going to introduce our guest very soon.
You say canny episode, we've not even done it yet.
Well, I'm just assuming it's going to be a canny episode, you know. It's just a way to kind of introducing.
Yes. Well, we'll start off. We have our, technically, it's episode 5, but 6th guest, because we had a duo last week.
We did, yes.
So our 6th guest, Mr. Josh Heneghan. Yeah.
Love it.
Press the button. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever ordered a McDonald's and not been able to eat it straight away?
Yeah, what?
Go on, James.
Well, okay. So here's a fun story. So I was in Edinburgh yesterday, just for the day. I took the train in the morning, got the train back kind of thing. We had some food at about 11 o'clock, like absolutely stuffed out. So steak and eggs for breakfast, you know. Thought we'd live the high life, you know. Anyway, just didn't eat at all. Absolutely starving. It got to about, must have been like 8 o'clock when we finally got back into Sunderland. Thought we wanted to get into the pub for another couple of pints, you know, before we went home. Anyway, going to the pub, we thought, you know what, canny hungry here, gonna need to get some food. So obviously, it's a Mackie D's. What better to get? I got myself like a lovely little cheeseburger. Starving, I was like, I can't wait to get my mouth around this burger. Anyway, took one bite, and then a seagull came in, swooped and nicked it. And I wish I had kind of like a camera on us, just because the disappointment. I just died inside. I was like, this one time I really wanted to. I didn't even buy another flipping burger either. I was so disappointed. I got so annoyed. There was 5 of them and all. They were like swarming. I was like lamb to the slaughter, you know. Absolutely.
Get seagulls in Edinburgh. I mean, I presume you do, but
they're not as vicious as.
It's not that close to the coast, is it?
No, it is kind of on the coast.
Yeah,
it is kind of on the coast, but it's like you can't actually see a coast or anything like that. I don't even think there's a river going through. Is there a river going through Edinburgh?
It's a very adventurous seagull, isn't it?
It is, honestly. God, it's just the audacity of it.
He's followed you from Sunderland.
Yeah, I know. It's the audacity of it. Absolute audacity of, like, I don't know, like, there's no other bird that does that, I'm sure. You wouldn't see a crow try and, like, is what?
Hawk.
We don't get hawks though.
I feel like a magpie would try.
Probably. Yeah. Magpie might. I've never. Magpie's never nicked any of my. That's the 3rd seagull on male crime I've been involved in the past few years.
Seagulls have it out for you.
I know, honest to God, I swear that, like, I hate them.
That's fair. That's fair.
But hey, what can you do?
Classic seagulls.
Yeah, they won the battle, but
for now, they don't win the war.
They don't.
That's the rule. Take their cheeseburger next time.
Exactly.
When they're shopping at McGull's and you're like, now that one.
It is that time of the year though, like in the summer, seagulls get like extra aggressive because like they've just given birth to like, well, the eggs have hatched and they become new mothers and stuff like that. So they're just like desperate to get food everywhere. And it's,
Christ, we've got second guest David Attenborough out here on the show today. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
I didn't know that. I don't know much about animals, to be fair. I know what seagulls are. I don't know much about breeding lifestyles.
I just know they become absolute bastards in the summer. That's all. That's all my market research.
Nice. Yeah.
Apart from that, was a good day in Edinburgh.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I went to Edinburgh. Probably like just over 10 years ago. I don't exactly have a fun story about it, but
there's some nice bars, to be honest. We went in the Upside Down bar, which is like Stranger Things. It's like a Stranger Things themed bar, and they do all the it's like all the classic 80s cocktails.
I am officially the only person in the UK that hasn't seen any episode of Stranger
really?
Things.
No, you're missing out.
Need to catch up.
I probably do, but at one point I was also the only person that hadn't seen Game of Thrones, and I finished that. Yeah, I was also one person that never seen Breaking Bad. I finished that. One person that hadn't seen Peaky Blinders, couldn't get past the first season.
Really? Well, I like Peaky Blinders. It got a bit bloated towards the end.
Yeah.
But that was good show. I enjoyed that one. There was also, talking about Edinburgh, there was also a Harry Potter themed bar.
Now that one,
Yeah.
I would attend.
Yeah, because
I think I've seen some of your
it's
TikToks
cool.
you're making potions.
Yeah, it's cool though, because like, well, they call them potions, but they're just like different ingredients and stuff, and you've got to follow a sheet of, you've got to apply the different potions and like all the ingredients, and it makes like a really nice cocktail. To be honest, I barely followed the rules. I just poured it all in, drank it. But yeah, it was good. It's good fun.
Mint. Well, speaking of bars, because this segues onto the first question. I kind of made this up earlier, and I don't even have an answer for it. So I'm sorry I didn't give you guys any prep. Normally I meant to sort of prep the episode, give you like a day in advance. I didn't. For the viewers, I kind of went to Josh on the weekend, went, what you doing Monday? Fancy coming in and having a little chat? Yeah, cool. And then about half an hour ago, I was in the middle of writing a structure, and then I got called out to play football for 10 minutes on the street. So I'm a little hot and sweaty. I apologise. I'm sitting further back so I don't busk you in that. Scored a couple of good goals though. It was against children under 10. It isn't in a bad sense. I was also like defending the house honour. I've got like two little step kids, 6 and 8. They were on my team. We lost 4-2. But
how did you lose against?
I was the only one playing.
Still, like against other like little 10-year-olds.
Yeah, well, look, they can pass the ball past you. Once it goes past you, you can't pick the ball up when it's football. You know?
I see why you're in the Sunday league.
Exactly. I'm not even in the Sunday league. I play Tuesday nights.
Oh.
But anyway, the question that I didn't prepare: if you could own a music bar, how would you set it up? Like, what would you call it? What would you decorate it with?
I don't know. Hey, have you been to Blues in Newcastle? Blues and Bourbon.
Yes.
I quite like that whole dive bar kind of stuff they have. I like the neon sign. It's very nice. But I also would like just want original artists on.
Yes.
I'm always big about
100% agreed.
upping.
I totally understand that original music doesn't always bring in the crowd.
Yeah.
But I would dedicate one night a week, every week, just originals like Sundays or something like that, or maybe the Saturdays, because Saturdays will be busier, and then you can do cover artists on the other days of the week, kind of keep it going, but you keep your Saturdays. Yes, I'd agree, because I'd treat something like Hard Rock Cafe, you know, where they get all like the merchandise and like all the guitars and stuff. I'd make sure that was donated from local original artists. None of this like Sting. Like, yeah, he's great, Sting's, but everyone knows who Sting is. It'd be great for someone to go, whose guitar's that? Oh, I remember watching Josh on that first guitar, that duct tape, and there's this other one with the QR code, and you know, like there'd be good little stories to have with. Yeah. Like everyone who's played signs the wall, like they do in the Cavern Club.
Yeah. They do that in the Arches as well. Yeah. I love stuff like that.
Do it in little buildings.
Yeah.
Played there once. My name's on there. Well, my name was on there. I'm sure they've moved locations in like the last 5 years.
They have. Well, I played there a few weeks back, and what I gathered, it was like a new venue, but I didn't play the old one, so I don't know how old this new one is, to be honest. It's a nice little venue though.
It's lovely.
I've not been at the new one. I've played the old one before. That was a good venue, to be fair.
Yeah. Don't worry, that's just an ambulance passing. We get it a lot.
What's crazy is that won't pick up in the mic on the actual podcast.
I
listened to the Jack one, and you can hear Jack go, "Whoa, was that a bus?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's not a bus in the pub," but you couldn't actually hear the bus on the podcast, so there's just Jack going, "There's a bus." Like, no, Jack, there's not.
It was just this face one. Is that a bus? You can definitely hear the sirens on the humour episode, but you know, it's
every week, every siren.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it is Sunderland, to be fair. Like it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I don't think I've got a name for a pub yet, but that would be my kind of structure. Originals on the side of Hard Rock Cafe, where you get like the merchandisey stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd be the same, to be honest. Like I would dedicate it specifically for original artists, but I'd probably make it where I'd have like some like, it wouldn't be a big venue anyway, but I'd try and get some more well-known artists, like ticket sales and stuff like that. And I'd be like, you have to have a support act.
Yeah.
And you have to have like, and you'll be from a roster of people who've been playing that particular, like play the venue on, say you have like a acoustic singer-songwriter night. Anyone who's played there gets put on the roster. Then
yes, I always had a thought, like, you know, when you do open mic nights, like if I was to run a pub and they went, right, you're doing open mic night on the Thursday, it would be more like a competition. You come do your original set, and there will be a headline act every Saturday, and if you were voted the best original act on that Thursday, you get a support slot on the Saturday, kind of thing. Yeah. Or a Saturday of your choice, kind of thing. And then everyone's like, oh, come see him again, or her again. Yeah. And it would kind of like progress the original. But yeah, there's not a lot of original progression in the Northeast.
I know, that's it. I wish you prepped us with this question, actually, because
Sorry.
I'd love it. I always had a thought. I mean, I'm not anymore, like, but if I ever like,
we planned it was going to be today, like 2 weeks ago. I just Bez does all the editing and stuff, and I'm meant to do all the organising and structure, and I'm like last minute, like, hey Josh, this isn't like we were like, oh, we'll run out of people, we'll pick. You were always on my list. Like I spoke to you weeks ago about it. I just never got around to asking you. My bad.
Well, if I always had a thought, if I was ever like going to like move to America or somewhere like that and open up a pub, I'd call it the North Star, and it'd be like a northeast themed bar. So it would sell like ham and peas pudding sandwiches and Savoy dip, and obviously you've got the Newcastle Brown Ale, which isn't even brewed in Newcastle anymore. But but I'd have it all like based on the northeast. But I'd be like, I don't know how because it really annoys us. I don't know if you've ever been to like America before.
No.
But like the bars are a little bit different there. Like if you ask for a drink, you don't say, oh, that's this much and just pay it over the counter. You get a tab, or they just give you like, because they expect a tip every single time. It's so annoying. Like, I mean, I know, I understand why they want a tip, because they get paid like $2 an hour or something daft like that. But
so my dad's biggest like advice to go to America is that when you pay the tip, make sure you pay it at the end with the tab. Obviously, tip them, but don't do it every drink.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
big one at the end, but don't do it every drink, otherwise you'll find yourself a bit more out of pocket than you thought.
I made the silly mistake of not tipping at all one time. And I didn't realise. I just because it was New Orleans and I was absolutely like off me rocker, so I just completely forgot to tip in. And like the barmaid suddenly went like really cold, and I realised what I did. I was like, listen, give us another drink, and I'll pay like a. I could have left and like, you know, I'd never see them again, but it was just a shame.
Yeah.
But they've got loads of like, it's like kind of like Blues and Bourbon in New Orleans, and they're like that kind of like interior, you know, like the neon signs, but it's that unironically. It's like that's just the way. It's just because like blues is like it's like an American style dive bar, isn't it? Well,
yeah.
In America they're just called bars, especially in New Orleans. I'd recommend it, to be fair.
They're good bars, the one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I have a couple of Instagram questions for yourself.
Ooh.
So every time we get a guest on, we normally post a picture, and then we say any questions, and then nobody replies, and then I have to put a picture on again, say any questions, nobody replies. I have to put a picture on our socials, then people actually do reply. However, this time they've replied. So to any viewers, please follow us on the Instagram as Off The Stage UK, because we do, every time we have someone on, put that little poll, and you can type your own question. Doesn't have to be music related, but the first question is, who is your music inspiration?
I mean, when I was first learning guitar, it was probably Ed Sheeran, as most other acoustic guitar players are.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember I learned like pretty much all of his back catalogue.
Yeah.
But I'll say now is like most of the post-punk scene is very much, I look up to them and be like, I just want to be able to play and write songs like that. Just these complicated songs with like 6 different things happening at once.
You a Machine Gun Kelly fan?
Yes.
Are you a Machine Gun Kelly fan?
No.
Fight!
You know what? I fully understand why not, but the songs are so catchy. Like,
Do you know what it is? My missus made a really good point about him. She's like, I don't like any of his stuff that he does with the punk scene. She loves every song he's featured on though. every collab he's done, he's nailed. But she's not a fan of the solo stuff. But like him and Avril Lavigne, I think it's it's not Bite Me, is it? It's I'll come back to you on what the song's called. But like every collab, he seems to like nail the feature artist side of it.
The gripe I've got with Machine Gun Kelly is that like it just seems that it's it feels to me like it's unauthentic. It's
Boys
basically Boys Lie.
That's what it's called.
Boys Lie. And the songs, I guess, are catchy enough and stuff. But obviously he started off as a rapper, and then that didn't work out. And then is quite clear is like his management says, right, well, pop punk's coming back, so let's just make you a pop punk. And the other thing as well is he tries, because rap has a thing where like they have to have a beef with someone because it's like it increases engagement. I don't exactly the true ins and outs of it, but I imagine it's like it increases engagement and, you know, it gets people talking and stuff like that. But he's trying to bring that to like the rock world, and it's not that scene. Like he started like dissing Slipknot.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's like, how man, what you doing? Like you tried that with Eminem, it didn't work out for you. You had to change genre.
I don't know, because like I mean I've been listening to a lot of rap lately, a lot of Kanye at the moment. But I went back and I listened to Hotel Diablo, and I have to say it's one of my favourite projects.
Yeah.
You know, just like front to back there isn't like a single bad song.
Which that Kanye West?
No, that's Machine Gun
Kelly, sorry.
So it's the last album before he went to pop punk.
Oh, right.
So I don't think it's that bad.
I don't.
I mean, all that stuff. I'm not like I tried listening to it. I just couldn't sit through it. But everything else is like pretty good.
I mean, he's obviously a talented guy, because that's you know you don't necessarily. Well, I guess you can get into the business being like untalented. You really don't put yourself down, Connor. Honestly,
I know nothing about music. I've just somehow winged an entire career over the last 5 years. It's been great. I don't know anything that I'm doing though.
Good. But obviously, he's obviously a talented guy. But it was just that's my thing with it. It's just it just seems he's just came onto the scene and like expected everyone to be like, oh yeah, pop punk's back kind of thing. It's like, maybe I'm just showing my age. I'm just old, and I'm a bit like I like me 90s and noughties pop punk, and nothing else is ever going to top that kind of like.
It's weird that you say that though, because Travis Barker's like the drummer for him.
Yeah, I know. That's
like
it.
Travis Barker is really the reason why pop punks came back. He's went to most artists and just went right. Okay, you're not playing pop punk.
Blink are my like go-to band as well. They're like one of my favourite artists.
I've been loving it. I love the punk revival. It's great at the moment.
Yeah, I mean I do like it. It's like I know a lot of people. Like they like to have their own thing, and they don't like that it's now mainstream and popular again. But it's called pop punk. It's the clues in the name.
Popular punk music.
Yeah. I love listening to news, and the best thing about it is because it's made a comeback, especially the likes of Blink and stuff. I can play loaded pop punk stuff and filthies, and everyone's dances. I could never have done that like 5 years ago.
I think I play Teenagers from My Chemical Romance, but again, I know it's not pop punk, but if it wasn't for that genre being back up now, it's one of them, like, I wouldn't have played it 2 years ago, and now I'm like, yeah, go on then.
I countrify that song.
Yeah.
I can imagine it goes well country.
It does, it works really well. This makes a 3-chord song, the structure's pretty much country anyway, but...
Pretty much. Yeah.
But
final question of the first part. This isn't meant to feel like an interview as well, so apologies that I kind of structured it this way, but it's just meant to be a chat. If you could invite one celebrity, dead or alive, to dinner, who would it be and why?
So I was sat in the stock, I was reading the questions, I was at that thing, I was like, because it's a general question, people always get asked.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have to go with Freddie Mercury. You know, I love Queen, I was raised on Queen and all that. But I just think cool, you would want to ask him for a private concert, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just like, right, we've had food now, please can you sing us a song?
Sing me a song, please, Freddie.
Yeah. I think a couple episodes back I mentioned the way I think it was Jack's, or I don't know who it was, but it was like if you could pick any concert to go back to, I'm sure I picked original Queen.
Yeah,
if I could go to any concert, would it be
Yeah.
a Queen? Like Adam Lambert's good. Is it Adam in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good, even though I'm not convinced it's his name. But I'd love to see proper Queen.
It's now beats Freddie, to be fair. So it's like as front men go, he was just like he gets the crowd going.
As far as dinner parties go, you think he'd be your favourite guest?
I think you would throw a good party, feel like you'd be a good guest.
I think Johnny Depp would be mint.
I think Johnny Depp would as well.
I think he'd have some cracking story. Like when you watch his court cases and stuff, and he's like, once I gave a pill to Marilyn Manson, so he'd shut up. And like, I think he's got little stories.
He'll have some good stories.
But there'd be loads. Like John Lennon would be mint to have at a dinner party. Like not necessarily just to play, but just to talk to. And I don't actually have an answer. Like I was going when I was thinking this through, I went for like inappropriate answers and stuff. You know, like. People that were in certain countries between the years of 1939, 5, etc. And like, so you just like quest them and go, why?
Yeah,
you know. I don't actually have like a. I mean, I will come up with one. I'll like, waffle on a bit, but
yeah, I don't think I've got like a proper. I tell you who I'd I hope I get his name right. Jared Reddick from Bowling for Soup.
Right.
I reckon he'd be a good laugh.
Yeah.
Went to see them live. Honestly, they're such a good band live. They've when I went to see it, there was at the Academy. That's no longer the Academy.
It's
like closed down
Annex now, isn't it?
something like that. But I went to see them there, and they brought a bar on stage, and like the support acts were just coming up and like pouring themselves like a pint and they were just like the drummer was doing a drum solo and Jout would just go and just like pour himself a pint before he starts singing again. It was
That's
just
wicked.
It's such a cool. It was just such a cool like party atmosphere, and it's like I reckon the whole of Bowling for Soup would be spot on. To be fair. They seem quite humble as well. Like they're not like up their own arse either.
Well, I had a similar one to when we brought us. If you could pick 3 celebrities to go on a night out with, who would your celebrities be? I can't remember who my 3 were. I know Kevin Bridges was one of mine. So I thought I want someone who's out with a bit of crack. You can just like, I'm sure we picked like, wasn't Johnny Depp, but someone of that stature to kind of just get you into everywhere. Everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
and then you're not like worried about, oh, I'm not going to get in. They're going to be enough. Get yourself in. You're in with such and such, and.
No, I don't know why, but if I was going to do someone like Tim Allen,
Yeah.
I don't quite know. He'd probably ask us to be in one of his Christmas movies, but I mean, I don't know why Tim Allen just came into my head there. Just Tim Allen, I think would be hilarious.
Yeah. No, I reckon my dinner party would be a celebrity. Well, obviously that was the question. Be a comedian. I think that's probably the people you want to kind of have like a chat to for an hour or so.
Because they're smart and like obviously the thing about comedians, they're really good storytellers.
Yeah.
That's the job, innit? So
yeah,
if you're gonna want someone at a dinner party to tell a few funny stories, you're gonna want a comedian.
I don't want someone to be like, oh, so I did this gig, so I know I was there. Tell us about what happened when you were 7. Go on, tell us a funny story. Oh,
you could do his warm-up routine, just like you could get like a preview of his like next Netflix special. Just you just get drunk and just talk like random shit.
Yeah, I just watched the new Ricky Gervais one the other day. It was mint.
Ah.
I love Ricky Gervais.
I haven't seen that yet.
Don't think I can have him at a dinner party. I don't know how
he'd be how
too serious he would get.
Yeah.
I love his stand-up. Loved a couple of his shows. Afterlife.
Yeah, it was
brilliant.
really good.
Yeah, it was
love
good.
that. Wasn't a massive fan of UK Office. It was all right.
I never watched either of the offices.
I love the UK Office.
US Office. I love it.
They tried doing like the UK model in the US. It didn't work because like it's. I'm sure there was Stephen Fry was talking about it's like the difference between UK and US humour, where it was like if you imagine there's a scene where there's a guy playing guitar, and he's playing guitar terribly, well, and then someone comes and smashes the guitar up. Well, in a British comedy, the protagonist would be the guitar player, but in the American comedy, the protagonist would be the guy who smashes the guitar.
Yeah.
Because they don't like kind of the hero to be like the awkward one.
Yeah.
That's usually the general difference between US and UK. So they made the first season of the US Office. It kind of flopped because they tried to make him too much like David Brent. And then like the second season he came kind of into his own. He had some like redeeming features and stuff that he made more likeable.
Yeah.
And it started to be a success. I've watched both. Like they're both different. I mean, they're supposed to be the same kind of show, but they're both slightly different, aren't they? Like this.
Yeah, I'd agree so.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a pint.
I reckon so. To put the pint button on.
Let's get with for part 1 complete. Cheers, Josh.
Quality.
Yeah, we'll be back shortly.
What's up, guys? Just a quick ad break to advertise myself. I have a new single coming out on the 19th of August. The pre-save is currently available. You can get it on my personal Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I should put it on my Twitter at some point. The song's called Home. At the minute, we're aiming to get it in the charts, and to do that, I need to sell as many physical CDs as possible. Please do pre-save them. Please do buy the CDs. They're only £2.50 each. If you've got the money, buy 10. More charts, the better. And hopefully, we can turn up on the podcast with a big official UK #1 award trophy, and it's going to look swabby.
It is going to look mint, and it's a great song as well. So yeah, buy 10. I am.
As the old saying goes, buy 1 get 1, buy 2 get 2, buy none get none.
Yes.
Yeah, back to the pod.
Yep.
Testing.
Yes. We are back. Welcome back.
Do you guys want to hear the most stupid thing I've done today?
Go on then.
I went shopping. That's not the stupid thing. That's okay. No, the stupid thing is I went shopping, went to buy a PlayStation controller because the one in the house is a bit damaged. It keeps analog stick just keeps making you look up. So when you're playing games, not that useful unless you're looking for seagulls.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, we were shopping there, and I've got the kids, and I'm like, right, okay, you get £1 each to spend on sweets, and they're spending forever choosing what sweets, and we're probably in the shop for like 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm like, I shouldn't have given them £1. Just walked out. I had my controller. I was done within 25 minutes looking at sweets. Anyway, get out. I've been the receipt. I get the car and left my car keys in the shop.
Oh.
Me. Don't have the receipt. How do I walk back in? I can't leave the kids by the car. How do I walk back in with this stuff?
Then,
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, before I do that,
You'd have to just put
the
it
little
on your
one
shirt.
opens the car door. Well, thankfully I didn't lock the car. No, I didn't lock the car. Car keys, I'm thinking maybe, no, I'm not in the lock. No, car keys still in the engine, car on. I've literally just walked out, went shop for half an hour, come back and went, right, let's drive. First gear.
Ooh,
Ooh.
lucky there. Like.
That is
All right. Oh,
Mine's I'm sure it was my brother when he went to America, and he left the car keys on. I don't know how he managed it, but he left his car keys. Oh no, it wasn't his car keys; it was his wallet. He left his wallet on top of the car, and they were just driving all around. It just
there's
didn't.
a Mr. Bean episode about that. It's a shoe.
Oh yeah, it is.
Did the wallet fall off? Did he still have it when he got back?
He still had it. He was
That's
looking
mad.
aged.
Talent.
That's mad.
That to like backtrack because I've lost my wallet.
He's still driving around with that.
In America, obviously, it's like they're quite far distances. The cities aren't quite like Florida isn't anyway. You've got to drive everywhere. And they're trying to look every place they've been to. I mean, they went to Hooters, obviously, but like asking the nice ladies, "Have you seen a wallet?" No, I haven't. Anyway, the
Top of that truck.
finally, after said, "Oh, I've just lost it," then he just looked on the top of the car. He was lucky there, like.
Very lucky.
That's impressive.
I've done gigs before where I did a gig at Beggars Bridge, and it was like cash. I think it was something around the 120 mark, and it was in a brown envelope, and it had Singer 120, and you could see what was inside it, kind of thing. And I was like, right, it's my mates leaving drinks. I'm gonna go straight to Filthy's, meet them for a drink. I finally got there, half an hour drive. Went to them, I'll get the first drink. I'm gonna get my wallet. I don't have that money. Just done a gig. It wasn't like I liked the gig at Beggars, but that gig in particular, it was like a bit of a slow crowd, and it was like one of them you just kind of want to get out of the way with because the crowd clearly don't care. There's loads of gigs at Beggars where the crowd do care, so I'm not saying anything about the venue. It's a lush place to play. I was playing there on Sunday.
It's kind of like it.
But I was like, oh, what a waste. 120 quid gone.
Yeah, it's
So I just accepted it was gone. I was like, it might have fell out of my pocket when I got out the car in town. So I was like, right, before we go, I'll just quickly check. Nothing in the car. On the off chance, I'm going to try, in case it's in the car park at Beggars.
And it was
all the way there. It was,
Jesus.
as I was pulling, you could see the little brown envelope on the floor.
crazy.
I've been away for 2 hours. There's been 120 quid rolling about the car park.
Thing is, like, Beggars Bridge, people do get, like, off the trolleys in there. You're probably lucky because the people are so off the trolleys, they're stumbling out the pub.
I've not noticed.
No one's ever going to be looking down.
Yeah.
Aye.
Right next to a metro station. Someone could have walked out and went, oh, I've just picked up
£120.
£20.
Aye, because the victim was, well, you're the victim, but, like,
Yeah,
no one's ever going to, like,
I
chase them up.
couldn't complain. That was my fault. That was.
Oh, well, it's...
Should we start doing that, like part 2? Stupid things Connor's done. There will be loads.
Well, they say things come in threes, don't they? So that's you had 2 things. So you've got you're gonna leave the kids.
All right.
in the park somewhere and just completely forget about them, aren't you? That's gonna
I'll probably have to leave last year instead. We'll get home and be like, it's quiet, isn't it?
It's good. It's like that 2.5 Men episode. It's good. I'm sure I'm remembering something. Well, if it was important, you probably would have remembered it. That's true. It's just the kid in the rain with a football because they forgot the.
It's a Friends scene early on where Chandler and Joey are like taking Ben out for a stroll and like, where's your baby? Oh, he's on a bus, and they're all chasing the bus. My favourite scene because it's like, they're trying to pick between the 2 babies. Like, we'll flip for them because one's wearing ducks and one's wearing clowns. We'll go, well, heads for ducks, Because ducks have heads. What's scary? Son of an ass clown came to your birthday party. And it's my favourite of all Friends.
I haven't seen Friends in ages. Used to be on like with Pete E4, just
Yeah.
like
Comedy
constant,
Central
and then
now.
is it
Non-stop.
comedy non-stop on Comedy Central?
They should change it from Comedy Central to Friends Central. That's all
Friends
it is.
Central.
Couple of old in-betweeners. Not in-betweeners, impractical jokers in there.
I think they started my friend's 24/7 channel.
May as well. It's Comedy Central.
Yeah.
It's be something on Virgin Media. That's like
Yeah.
that.
Friends 20. That's mad. I mean, I guess it's a big show, and it costs people a lot of money to kind of like put it on the show. So obviously they're just getting the money's worth, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody just puts it on. It's background noise.
Yeah.
Doing the ironing,
Yeah,
doing the
that's
hoovering,
fine.
chuck it on. Going to sleep, chuck it on. Just anyway. Back with a part 2, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Nearly finished. So originally when we started the podcast, it was kind of like musical, and like the next part was like more music questions. And we asked Scott if you could pick musicians from bands, who would they be, different bands, etc. And then we slowly moved on, and eventually the episode that's going to come out tomorrow, I hope you listen to it, is Jude's episode. We started changing it from like all musical to just like a general chat. And we haven't got any of these questions in today, but Jude's episode involved Shag, Marry, Avoid. And then
That's
from there,
pretty perfect for Jude, to be honest.
so from
Sorry,
there,
Jude, if you're watching.
we've started pushing into like Would You Rathers, being in a couple here and there.
Yeah.
So we've got a few Would You Rathers. First one, and these are ones that get sent in from viewers. So again, if you're listening, please email us, tweet us, Instagram us, Facebook us, whatever you want. Put your Would You Rathers in and we will ask the question. Would you rather lick a homeless person's toe or eat chewing gum, including swallowing it, that you found under a park bench?
So you see, I've got to go with the 2. I would like to say I did read these earlier, so I'm not like, oh, I want the 2 now. I was like, but like, I don't know, I feel like the chewing gum would be a bit more disgusting. It's being someone I don't know's mouth, probably underneath
Because you know all
the
the
table
homeless people, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Musicians, we do.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. I get my, the bracelets on my guitar.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
by a guy called James. He does all the bracelets for donation.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fun
no,
story.
I feel
Anyway.
like, I don't know, I'm chill with bodies, so I feel like I just wouldn't care. I just can't, you would have to like your mouthwash.
for a living, just like give me a toe.
I'd agree. I think I'd have to go toe. It would be awkward to get in that scenario, because we did a music video. I did a charity single for the homeless a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
We did the music video, and the most awkward thing about it, because obviously to record people you need a bit of consent, was going over to them and going, really awkward, do you mind if we can record yourself? Obviously we'll put some money towards you. This is basically going to like a Help the Homeless Foundation kind of thing. We got 3 people in the video maybe. We'd asked about 10. A lot of them didn't want to be involved, which is fair enough. They're like, I don't want like
Yeah.
friends and family to see, which is fair. But that was the most awkward bit. The entire day was like, we've got to go ask them. And it was just, I don't know how I could ask somebody.
It's
Can I lick your toe?
Give you a £5. Can I take a toe? You pick the toe. Like, I don't know how you'd ask someone in general, like homeless or not. Like
yeah. I don't think. I think
that Foot Finder app.
Oh.
£80 for a pick, 160 if I can lick it.
I think that the homeless part is probably irrelevant, because just going up and asking anyone, excuse me, bit of a weird one. Can I lick your toe?
Yeah.
Because if I don't lick your toe, I've got to eat some chewing gum.
It's probably yours.
Yeah.
What would you choose?
Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really thought much about this question.
Also, before you answer, do you know the worst people in the world? Or when you go, would you rather this or this? And they go, I'd rather do none. Of course you would. That's why it's called Would You
Yeah.
Rather. Right?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
There's no third option. It's
You
one or the
are
other.
the worst. Hate.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like
would you-
my ick.
But would you prefer someone to say that than say I'd do both?
No, I like someone who's adventurous. I hate someone's like, well, I'm never going to be in that scenario. I know you're not. That's why I'm giving you a scenario right now. Would you rather? Well, I'd rather not do any, to be honest.
I'll do both, right? Give us a shot of tequila after. I'll be like one of the shot.
I'll do both. I'll chew the gum and lick his toe at the same time.
Oh.
I'll have the chewing gum off the toenail.
What I'm thinking though, I mean, I'm just getting like the image of like someone's toe that's a bit yellow and it's never been like cut in a while. No,
Could be
you probably
newly
because you
homeless.
could like you could probably like cut your flipping tongue or something. If it's. No, I'm gonna go for the chewing gum.
Now, what
I'll
if
take my chances.
What if you've gone for the chewing gum, but this is like a nail biter or something, and they're biting the nails and stuff, but they chew at the same time? Now you've got that chewing gum filled with whatever else is in that mouth.
Yeah, but
Now you could cut yourself still on fingernails at this point.
That's true, but I reckon, depending on the flavour, you'd still get a little bit of that minty freshness. So
Hubba bubba.
it's disgusting, but I'd still, I'd get some benefit and reward out of it from like a nice, fresh breath
Ish,
and
ish.
the toenails.
Yeah, but you'd have to swallow the chewing gum. That was the changeover.
Oh, is that a swallow? Ooh,
In
flipping
your
heck.
system for 7 years.
No, I'm still fine.
Just lick a toe for like a second. You don't have to gag on it. You don't have to make it the time of your life.
Well, I thought it was kind of like looking them deep in the eyes while you're doing it.
Well, you can do. Nothing in the rules that said you can't.
No, I'm sticking with the chewing gum. Sticking with the chewing gum. Final answer. Down.
Final answer. Cool. We'll go back around. Josh, would you rather have a cold sore that never goes away, visible, can't get rid of it, can't like makeup cover it, it's view. You're on stage at Filthy's, people at the back can see you've got a cold sore. Or put yourself randomly once a week.
Again, I was reading these. I don't think that's like an equal thing. I feel like I just shit myself once a week. Like it's random, sure, but like you'd start be coming up with like precautions,
You'd be wearing nappies, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd just be a nappy with it.
But could you get away with doing a 2-hour gig and after your first song, shut yourself? And you have to be on stage for 2 hours going, yeah, you'll feel it.
You'd
It's
take
gonna
a break.
rush
You
up
just
and
quickly take a break.
There's no venue that lets you take a break after one song.
Nah,
However-
man. Purposely like break my guitar at that point.
You'd stink so much that no one would come up and ask for requests. Because just people just stink.
I rate it.
That's one way to stop Wonderwall.
Yeah, that's true.
I say, Jay, I feel bad when when you do the gigs and you get like the bouncers on the stage, stop people getting on stage, and you feel really bad when you have the most disgusting of thoughts, because as musicians we all live in vocal zones. Probably fact, yeah. I know I do, Christ. They're not very good for your digestive system, and I feel so bad when the bouncer stood there and I'm like playing my song going, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect you to stand there. But it does stop people getting up on stage and asking requests.
Yes.
They now come over with their phones and be like,
Oh, they do that.
Jerry Cinnamon.
yeah.
Do you know Jerry Cinnamon? I go, no, I do.
I had someone
I'm not going to
asking
play it
us
now.
to sing Happy Birthday to someone, right? A good 3 or 4 times, and by the 4th time I'd already said Happy Birthday to them 3 more times. I was like, I'm not doing this again.
I'm not.
The 28. Well, do it 25 more times. Go on.
It gets to the point where you're just gonna want to give them the birthday bumps, aren't you? Just shut them up.
But it's always in Filthies. I get like people just asking the most random of things. I had someone.
is the best venue to play live music at.
Oh,
yeah,
But it has
absolutely
some of the
is,
worst customers.
Oh, I had someone come up to us and go, "Could you sing a song where you can replace the name with this name?" I'm looking at him like, no. Just,
Honest to God.
that has to be like
What
one of
else
the
can-
weirdest requests I've got.
it's
I've
not
now
s-
started doing when people ask stupid stuff like that. I'm like, look, no, but I'll dedicate this next song to you. Oh, this song's for me. And this guy's like, he's going to sing a song for me, and I sing Lily Allen. It's not fair. You know the one about being shit in bed.
I always think like I always imagine the first time she introduces a boyfriend to that song. It's kind of I've got this new song. Just get. And you're really cool. Oh,
yeah, I like
sweet.
it, I like
There's
it.
just one thing that's good. And it's like you can't release this. Can't you, man?
Surely you can't release that.
She the same one that sang "Fuck You."
Yeah.
Fuck you very much.
Copyright.
It's quite right. I've never been.
See, that bit of the podcast is going to be all silent, just see us two bobbing along.
Just got muted out. Just, what are they talking about?
Well, we're tracking from the real questions, aren't we?
I think I'd go Corso.
Cool, so.
Because it could be any point. Do you imagine sitting on the train on a trip to London or something?
Yeah, that's.
But there's
Oh,
still
well.
bathrooms and that though.
Not
This is
not at the seat you're currently sitting at. This is not give you a precaution that you're going to go, oh, I feel something, I need to sit down.
But no, but
Randomly,
you can
you're
s-
going to be stood there, and it's just going to go, and you're going to go, well, I'm so sorry.
But what stops you standing up, then going to the toilet and cleaning yourself up?
Nothing stops you cleaning yourself up. But the fact that you then have to come back and sit in your seat while the people that were next to you are now sat tight together on different seats, looking at you sit back down.
Yeah, the shame.
The shame
the
is
shame
not
would
worth
be,
it.
The shame would be over.
I'm going coleslaw on that. I kind of.
At least you get used to it, though, wouldn't you? Get used to the coleslaw.
Imagine go for a swim.
Never have to share your drink again, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, that's a fair trade.
Imagine a first date.
God, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, all of us are in like committed relationships
Yes.
and things. I presume you guys are. But yeah, on the off chance something was to happen, you went to first date, and that was your first impression.
I
That
know,
would be
that's
the worst.
Don't mind me, I've just shot myself.
Funerals. There's things you don't want that to happen at.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm sticking with it.
Birthday parties.
I'm sticking with
You're
it.
singing happy birthday to someone and it just trickles down your leg. You're at the beach in your shorts.
How watery are your shits?
Told you vocal zones.
Oh.
Yeah, it's summer when you're wearing your shorts. There's not a lot of cleaning up after this.
That's true. Well,
I feel like once you've had the coleslaw for a few months, it's part of you. You're used to it.
yeah, probably. Trying to think of my answer. Coleslaw. Shit myself. Shit myself anyway. Like, that's fine.
We know. It's the second recording of the podcast.
Nah, I'm just gonna. I'll just rather poo myself. To be fair, just you get used to the smell. No one else would, but like you would.
Would you get used to the rash?
I don't think you'd ever get used to that. That's a good. Oh God, this is such a tough.
I'd love, because obviously we do like normal gigs in like pubs. Bez is in one of the top wedding bands in the North East. If you're looking to hire a band, the Face, no, Red Wings. Does a lot of wedding gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, what are your wedding gigs first dance?
Oh yeah, that's actually.
Just casually like singing like Elvis can't help. Can't help.
Rolling in
Oh no.
with you.
You just play there, you got Rich and James looking at you going, then you go,
Ah, not again.
must have been the groom. Shaking your leg.
I have to bring a dog with us all the time. You know, you blame the dog. Just bring a dog everywhere with us. Just like, oh, it's the dog. It's the dog.
Oh.
We've tried with a vet. They've got no.
This is what I'm saying though. You'll start like having you keep Febreze on you and that.
Yeah, you just.
I don't think it would be as bad as you're making it out.
I just wear a nappy
How-
everywhere. I swear to God. Like,
How little breeze do you think you need to use to cover up shitting yourself every week?
Don't know.
Oh, it would be funny if it was constant, because obviously it's randomly, but if it was like just constantly at the same time.
if
And someone's like, oh, 3, 2, 1, oh, Josh done it again.
I tell you what though, I'd definitely install like a TV in the back, because that's on my days off. I'd just stay on the toilet.
You hear that 2 days in the toilet, nothing. You go, oh,
And then the
no.
minute you stand up, it's like, oh God.
But like if it happens at the start of the week, right? You know, like the rest of your week's safe.
You do.
So
What if it doesn't? No, the rest of the week isn't.
The thing is though, like once you get like really old, you'll have the coleslaw, and you'll just randomly keep. At least we'll just shit a little bit more often than what we.
Yeah, but I got to get old first.
That's true. Actually.
Or, to be fair, I just need to stop eating vocal zones and I should be fine.
Yeah.
Vocal zones and Guinness, that has been my diet for like 4 weeks, and do not envy any bouncer that's been on that stage. There's a reason Scott moved back to America. I'm not doing another duo gig with him.
We're asking the real questions here, aren't we? This is
Off the stage, living the dream.
like, what's the next question?
Final. Would you rather eat a pie that somebody spat in, the entire pie, or eat powdered sugar mix? Because my writing's atrocious, I'm really struggling to read this. Eat powdered sugar mix with dandruff shavings.
So what's the percentage of like how much spit and how much dandruff?
Same percentage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
A
the
lot of spit in the pie. Not that. It's probably a little bit less.
Consistency-wise,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
probably
I was gonna
roughly the
say.
same amount of consumption.
I'd probably go with the sugar dandruff.
I have to go spit. I couldn't eat dandruff.
No, I don't think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm alright with eating your own dead skin. Don't know if I could eat someone else's dead skin.
Do we get to choose who spits?
That's a
in?
weird thing to have said. I just meant in preference.
Because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I hate being like kind of judge you and all that, but I think it would depend who spat in.
Same person.
You know the person whose tool you licked?
Aye.
It's the same person.
Like,
Their dandruff or their spit.
that's different, because I was going to say if it's like, you know, Gal Gadot or something like that, I'd definitely pick the spit.
Oh.
That's disgusting. I'm really sorry.
That's great.
I apologise. Actually, that's
Episode 5 cancelled. We don't have management. We can do what we want. We're just going to get a lot of complaints. Please don't complain. Do rate us 5-star out of 5 on your Spotify review, Amazon review, possibly Apple, if we can figure out how to get that working.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Just a side pod. Do you know how frustrating Apple is to sort out a podcast?
No.
Cannot stress this enough. I love Apple. I use the phones. I use the MacBook. I use the AirPods. I had a watch till it broke. I use the iPads. Like Team Apple.
Yeah.
See my frustration on this.
I've never. Yeah.
Bez does all the updates. I just can't get on now. So that's fine. So I've created an Apple account to upload the podcast because it's what you need. And then to activate the Apple account, you need to download something on the Apple Store, like for free, just so like it activates it. So all right, cool, activate it. So, unable to download because you need to activate your account. So I went back to the general settings and I went activate account. It says yeah, activate the account by downloading product from the Apple Store. Went back to the Apple Store, click download. Went yeah, to activate the account you need to activate the download. So, right, I went back to activate it. Pressed activate account, and to activate account, you need to go download something. Went to download something, said to download something, you have an active account. Went back to active account, said you need to download something. Went back to download something, said Apple sort your shit out. We'd love to have this on the Apple podcast, and it might be by this point.
If we can figure it out.
Because this is out like roughly 19th of July. So at the minute we're recording this at the end of June, so we've got like 3 weeks to sort this out. But fuck me, Apple have pissed me off.
Never had. Oh no, I had an iPod. Tell a lie, but apart from the iPod, I've never had an Apple product.
Yeah.
I've always been just like Windows, PC.
I love Apple product. But like I was there Googling like how do you do it, and every comment underneath was the same thing. Oh yeah, just kept sending me back and forth. I'm like, it's alright, so this is a recurring thing that they haven't fixed.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Sorry, pie spit. Or would you rather deal with sorting an Apple podcast ad? Spit.
I'd rather pick the
spit and dandruff
than
than
the
any
iPod.
day.
The sugar and dandruff. I just feel like the sugar counteracts the dandruff. No.
You don't think the pie counteracts the spit?
No.
Because you know, you know the dandruff's there. Although you could probably just pretend the dandruff's sugar. No, but you'd know that there's dandruff though.
You know the spit. You know there's dandruff.
Yeah.
Spit is in the pie. The spit is not just on it. You can't just see the spit. The exact same as the dandruff. You can't just see the dandruff because it's blended in with the sugar. The spit is within the pie. You could have like a steak pie. It's mixed in the fucking gravy or whatever you have. Or apple pie for you Americans, Scott. Yeah, we're not forgetting about you. You guys don't like meat and pies. Scott doesn't like meat in general.
Doesn't I?
Poor lad.
Veggie,
yeah, I think I go pie.
I'm gonna go pie. I'm gonna spit pie.
What happens if you start enjoying it though? It's like
Then you've unleashed a weird king.
Then-
and
And you go back to that pie shop.
you put a special ingredient in here, bake on the back.
Can I have another one of them spits? You know. Final answer. What are you going with?
Dandruff.
Pie.
Pie.
Da pie.
The pie. I like pie anyway. Like
Yeah.
that's just. I think pie.
You know, at the start of the day, I didn't think I'd be talking about spit and pies and
No.
dandruff sugar.
Well, this is
Or licking someone's toe.
the weird and wonderful world of off the stage.
Hey Josh, come and do a music podcast. How bad could it be? It's not even bad, to be fair. It's just not what you expect.
No.
We hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
If you're not, leave a 5-star review. And just don't listen to us again. Yeah, I think that's it for part 2. We'll come back and discuss some of your tunes after the break.
Yeah. Hang on.
All I was thinking in the back of my head there was that pine's been in port for quite a while.
Yeah,
Just doesn't stop.
It's an elongated. I can't remember where it was just like a free stock audio thing of a porn thing, and I figured I'll have it as long as it's possible, you know, just because there's a cinematic on the video.
Have you watched our podcast yet?
I haven't had a chance
Oh,
yet.
I loved it. Like it was.
again, it was like a free stock.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
loved it. It's just a guy pouring it, but I was watching, I was like, oh, James
So
is good at
it
this.
makes sense if you actually watch the video. It makes sense that
YouTube.
it's quite long on YouTube.
Pointing. You're probably already watching this on YouTube because you've watched me point at you.
If you're enjoying it though, do subscribe.
Yes.
Yes, subscribe, like,
Like
go
and subscribe.
find Josh. We'll talk about socials in a minute. But in the meanwhile, part 3, this is basically where we chat about you. What songs have you released?
Well, so this year I've been working on a project where I release a song, EP, stuff like that every month. I mean, I've been doing it since December, but
Tough work, innit? I did it last year.
ridiculous. We're now what? How many months are we in? 6.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out, 7. I've got until September sorted. In those last 3 months, I just can't be bothered anymore.
Yeah.
You're doing like a Christmassy one towards the end.
No, quite the opposite actually.
Anti-Christmas.
Ooh.
Just a very angry song.
Technically Easter.
Yeah. Anti-Christmas.
The guy born, guy die.
That's tough. So how much songs do you usually have on the EPs?
About 4 songs.
That's quite.
So
I mean,
for-
for every month though. I mean, that's. I was listening to your stuff on the way back from work actually. Got quite like a diverse. Really got quite like electronic-y, synthy
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and then you've got like really cool like folk. Tell you one I liked. Heather. Listen to that one.
Bang.
I really like that one. And I forget the name, like the old drummer boy. Is
Oh, you know what, right?
I-
I hate that one now.
Really?
I remember I released it and I was just like, I never want to play this again.
You know, I liked it because I really like when, because you've got a really good, you can tell a story on your songs. I quite like hearing names and stuff, and
Yeah.
it takes you somewhere. And I don't know, I really I liked your acoustic stuff. I'm a big fogey, you know. I love like Dylan and stuff like that. So obviously I liked all your big production stuff, but I love a song when it's just like stripped back. But you know, I really was enjoying it.
I
Like,
love
it
that. I
was-
remember
yeah.
I released, because so The Old John Boy was one of the singles from my first album. And then after the album came out, I was just in this post-album depression of like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
It's like, how much more can I promote this? You know what? I'll just re-release it all acoustic, because why not?
It's
you
cool.
know,
It's a good idea.
it's when you're small, you need to keep at those projects consistently.
It's yeah.
There's especially as well if you release this big project and you've had nothing behind it. It's like, right now, what do I do?
Yeah.
So you just want to keep hitting out that promotion with it.
And it's best way because it's like people on social media are so fickle as well, aren't they? Like they just. But it's not their fault. It's just the way that social media is designed. They'll just you'll build something and then release it, and then like a week later it's all forgotten about. And
Yeah.
So you've got to just constantly like keep on top of things.
Absolutely. Till you get into the proper public eye,
Yeah,
it's a proper struggle.
Yeah.
it is.
It's what annoys me is, like, obviously Sam Fender's big and famous now, and everyone's going to his gigs, and they're all like, yes, local lad done good, and they're all like so proud, and he's selling out, say, Utility Arenas like 11,000. They weren't going to his Surf Cafe gigs.
Yeah.
And like, fair enough, you can enjoy his music now, and he's great, but you can't be, I love local live music when
go, yeah.
you could go, like Sam Fender could sell a ticket for 50 quid, he'd sell out like that. You could sell
Absolutely.
Surf Cafe for 3 quid, you might
Yeah.
get 10 tickets sold. But it's like, you don't love local live music, you love the trend. That
Yeah.
is your local big act. It's like Ipswich going to Ed Sheeran. Like, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the music, but if you're gonna love local live music, there's so many amazing unsigned artists.
Oh,
Like, I could list so
100%.
many. Like, there's a country band. I don't even think they exist anymore. But you know Kieran Taylor.
Yeah.
He is in a band with she's called Paige. I can't remember her surname. Begins with T.
Temperley.
Yes. They're called Tall Shaves, and I went to see them live. Amazing folk band,
Oh, I heard
like
of them.
fantastic. I went to see them. I was gutted that I haven't seen them do much more since.
Yeah.
But again, they're not at the Sam Fender level. But if they were at that level, they would sell the same amount of tickets. And it's just because some people get that extra publicity, and it's like you say, is the unsigned one. You've just got to keep doing it every month, every week to kind of keep.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't released anything since September last year, I think. It was like the Scott song when he went away. And before that, I was just releasing constantly. And I feel like I'm just nowhere at the minute. I've got something coming out in a couple of weeks, and that's when all my projects come back on track. But it feels really like nobody really has anything else. Like I ran Surf Cafe again. We did Surf Cafe in September, and I was one off a sellout. Really pissed me off. I just bought that extra ticket. And then we did Surf Cafe in February, and we were probably like 30, 40 off a sellout kind of thing. But it's because there's nothing different going on. Whereas Fender could sell Surf Cafe out, and the same people would buy the same ticket again to come back and back and back. It's the unsigned curse. Until you get to that height of someone pushing you, it's a struggle.
I mean, the other thing with it as well is like I love my albums. I love listening to something that's so concise and stuff like that. And stuff like that just doesn't sell anymore. And then especially if you're unsigned, you're gonna have to split that down into singles.
It's attention span, isn't it? It's like, and it's like the Spotify structure. Like nobody. I mean, the amount of times I haven't really. It's one thing I've wrote loads of songs. I just never flip and release them. One, I just don't have time to record. I work full time, and I'm in the wedding band full time. It's like 2 full-time jobs, and now I've got a podcast. It's just trying to fit everything into one.
You think I'm busy?
honest to God, I just never have any time to myself. But it's quite annoying because I used to like love listening to albums. I still love listening to albums, but there's if you ever listen to like a proper album, you not realise how much effort's been put in from the artist to put, I want this song first, I want this song next, I want this song next, because it kind of takes you on a journey. You kind of lost that now, because everyone, even like
singles and shuffles, and
because you've got to be, again, what you're saying, you've got to release everything every month. I mean, you're doing really well with releasing EPs, but most people are just kind of like, well, I need a new single every single month. I need to, once that's released, give it a week, then advertise the next one. And you can't be like artistically creative with like full on albums when that's the kind of structure that's been like, it's been forced upon people, to be honest. It's like,
a shame, because one of the best albums I've heard is Damien Rice's Oh.
Yeah.
And if you listen to that start to finish without shuffle, every song ends with the note that starts the next one.
Yeah.
So you can play it all the way through without stop. Like if there's no pause, it's just a constant continuity of the same song, basically.
That's what I like about Bandcamp.
Yeah.
On Bandcamp, you can't shuffle songs.
I mean,
play it how it's supposed.
Spotify took away the shuffle option for albums, but like you can still shuffle them, but you've got to click play first.
Yeah.
Initially, it was like there was a shuffle button. I believe it was Adele that tried to push for that with her newest album. She was like, right, I don't want this to have a shuffle.
Yeah, there's a reason for it. It's because you spend a lot of time, and a lot of people write songs for the album to be, well, I need, the fifth song needs to be like an upbeat, so I need to write an upbeat song specifically to put the...
I do that. When I try to do like an album, like I need an anthem song. I need the one that people are going to cry at. I need the wedding dance song. I need the background noise song. I need the one that fills the album. I need the one that's going to get the crowd active. I need the one that's going to hype up at a live gig, and you've got specific songs in an album.
You kind of lose that with the current way which is not, I guess it's nobody's fault necessarily, it's just the way that it is, but it's just a shame.
I know. Music's losing its way.
Well, it's not. It's, still got plenty.
Finding a new way.
Yeah. True.
But it is heartbreaking when you look like artists now are releasing half the album before it's out.
Yeah.
You go listen to an album.
Yeah.
It's like there's like 5 or 6 songs out on a 10-song album.
Yeah.
But then you go listen to the album and the singles are the exact same.
Yeah.
When I put a single out and it's going to be on an album or an EP, I want it to be different.
Yeah.
I always have a single edit and an EP edit or like an album edit. There's no incentive to re-listen to the same song.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's it, and it's a lot harder now as well to do long introductions. Because as I said, people listen to such short attention spans. It's like if you have like a minute long introduction, it's like people just skip. If you don't give the chorus straight away, like it's just
I believe Weezer on one of their latest albums, they had an interlude song that like linked two of their songs.
Yeah.
And it's like all the other songs on the album like have 40 million streams, and that one has like a percentage of that.
Yeah.
Like an absolute fraction. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it?
Breaks my heart, but it is what it is.
It annoys me when people are like, "Oh, my favourite song of yours is Runaway." I go, "Yeah, it's not your favourite song. It's the first song on the album. You basically listened to that one and went, well, I've listened to his album," and then walked away. Like, if you check my Spotify, Runaway's got the most plays. It's because people go on that one song and go, "That was good, that."
Yeah, it's a good album.
And then walk off, and I'm like, clearly it's not that bad because you had to listen to it for so long for it to count it as a play. Otherwise, you would have went, don't like it, walk away. Yeah, but I love Runaway. So, no, you don't. You just haven't listened to any of the other 13.
Yeah, I remember talking to one of my friends.
Best song on there is called Flowers on the Bridge. It's the very last song. But
Yeah.
I've kept it at the end because it's the best song.
Yeah,
and no one gets up to that song.
Yeah, like
That's the one you cry at.
I remember talking to one of my friends who was like first starting to release his stuff, and his single did absolutely amazing, like over 1,000 streams for his first song. Great. And then I told him, I was like, your EP is not going to perform the same. What? It's like, no way your EP is going to... And this isn't knocking at him. I think he's a great musician. I was like...
Just the way the structure is.
I was like, 20 quid says the last song on that EP doesn't have any streams.
Yeah.
He comes back to us like a week or so after
20
EP.
quid.
He goes, you were right. I was like, I knew I was.
Yeah.
I mean, saying that, I thought, I was listening to your stuff. I didn't listen to the EPs. I put you on shuffle.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing because it's Spotify. Just like it has your name and stuff like that, and it just has like a play button. You just play everything. It's just
The best thing to do is just release all the singles online, and then at gigs like your originals, get like a limited edition of like 50 CDs, and be like, right, this is the EP, limited 50. If you want to buy it, and then they're paying you for the CD direct. You've got your singles are out; they'll get the streams because they will monthly get listens, and then people that actually want to listen to it will take in the album.
I mean, like I said, this is my problem now is I've hit a wall with these, like, you know, a single a month thing of like, right, I'm now up to September. I've got 3 more to do, but what's the end goal here? Okay, I can say I've released songs every month for 13 months in a row, but no one's listened to them. Like, not as many people as I want would listen to them.
The end goal.
It's one reason I like doing these podcasts. I'm gonna wait until this.
The phantom siren you're not going to hear on here.
Yeah.
But there's a siren if you can't hear it. But no, it's one reason I like doing these podcasts because you could direct message me and go, oh, I've released this new thing. You give it a listen, and I'll give it a listen. I'll be it's all right. But doing this, I'll physically sort you out myself and listen to the stuff, and you get a bit more context. When you actually talk to someone about music.
People get to hear about the artist. I tend to notice when you find more about the artist, you tend to not fancy. Like Harry Styles, I wasn't big into One Direction. I wasn't massive into Harry Styles when he Sign of the Times or whatever it was called. I wasn't a big fan of that song. But I've seen a lot of TikToks with his interviews, and I think he's a fantastic bloke, just all around. He's like perfect structure of a person. He presents himself well in like vocabulary, and he doesn't chuck people under the bus, unlike some other people that have been on radio shows that were in the same band he was in. And he's very well spoken. He's a respectable kind of person. And then after that, I found myself listening to more stuff.
Yeah,
you know what?
You find to do that.
When you find a connection with the artist is when you start listening to their stuff.
Because it's
you feel a bit more like
it's part of the sell, isn't it? It's like it's not just the song.
Yeah,
it's the you market yourself rather than necessarily market.
It was like Ed Sheeran. I got into him. I listened to a couple of songs. Like, I remember getting the first album, and I only listened to, and I was guilty of the single thing. Yeah, I only listened to A-Team, Lego House, Drunk, and You Need Me, and that was it. And then when I actually looked into Ed Sheeran, you see like how he got into it, and he did the whole sofa surfing, and he went into like hostels and met like prostitutions, and like obviously that's what Angel and A-Team came from, and you get to know the musician. I've seen him live 3 times. Tattoo. I've got his guitar, like proper inspiration. And once you get to know them, like James says, that's the main thing of the podcast. So obviously you're going to play a song in a minute, but people that have got to your song also got to you as well, and it's like, I'm gonna follow him a bit more.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
That's the
really.
point.
Yeah.
So if people were to follow you, give us some socials.
I'm Josh Heneghan everywhere. That's Heneghan, because no one can ever spell that.
Oh, I put Henaghen. Don't listen to me on that. That's just how I spelled it.
Hopefully it's going to be right in the title.
Spell the word with wrong. Yeah, that's James's job.
But yeah, I'm Josh Heneghan everywhere. I believe by the time this comes out, my single for June would have been out, called Responsibility. Been playing that for a couple of months now. But the song I'm going to be playing, it's called Last Night. It's going to be on the EP. Comes out in August, with the single coming out probably the week after this comes out.
Do you do any pre-saves?
I don't like pre-saves.
That's fine. Just
never
understood.
It doesn't do anything for us.
No,
make sure you stick to his socials then, and you can see it coming out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. As we always say, if you've got any questions, email us. We are offthestageuk@gmail.com. Twitter, we're off the stage too, because somebody stole off the stage UK. We are Facebook, Instagram, off the stage UK. Any questions, any would you robbers, any shag marry avoids, any musicians you guys want to hear us bring on, we will email them. We will email Sam Fender, we will email Ed Sheeran. They will not email us back, but we will definitely try. If you're a musician that fancies coming on stage, we've had loads of interest from people from York, Manchester, Dublin. We're getting places,
wicked.
right? Not a great chance we're going to be able to come to you, but we are slowly planning an off the stage, off on the road kind of like bonus podcast where we go to other places. Might not get to Dublin yet, we're only in episode 5. But yeah, get in touch with us as soon as you can. Thank you for coming along today.
Thank you very much for having us.
I've been Connor, that's been James, that's been Josh, and Josh is going to play you a tune.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Bye.
Sorted. Spot on. Whenever you're ready.
One take, cool, yeah, we'll see. Wake up, I'm still drunk from last night. Made some calls I probably shouldn't have. Did we hook up? I remember passing out on your floor. Said I'd have to be insecure to end up back in your home. Said I'd have to be insecure to end up back in your arms. But here we are again, and I gave you a friend, hoping that would kickstart our breakup. But here we are again, messages unsent. The arguments parallel our future. Grow up, just cruise at me while I try to leave through the back door. Although you probably didn't know this, but I moved out when I was 24. Said I'd only come back if I was alone. I wasn't planning to come back, then you picked up your phone. But here we are again, and I gave you a friend, hoping that would kickstart our breakup. But here we are again, the messages unsent. The arguments parallel our future. And I messed up before, so what's once more? Another night out, I'd probably go back to you. And I messed up before, so what's once more? Another night out, I'd probably go back to you. But here we are again, and I gave you a friend, hoping that would kickstart our breakup. But here we are again, the messages unsent. The arguments parallel our future. But here we are again, and I gave you a friend, hoping that would kickstart our breakup. But here we are again, the messages unsent. The arguments parallel our future. Take wonder.
Get off.